Welcome to Elite Podcasts with your host, Mighty RX.
Welcome, I'm Mighty RX, better known as Max Paul, owner of the three-time SFL champion, Florida Storm. Back with season two of Elite Podcast, hoping to make it bigger, better, and bolder than ever before. These following conversations are going to have with various members of this SFL community, and I'm hoping it illuminates and gives you insight as to why certain decisions are made both on and off the field, and also in the front offices. So sit back and enjoy. Welcome everyone to the fourth episode of season 2 of the Elite Podcast, and we're going to close this off season now with a banger with none other than the ownership group minus Ryan Joseph of the LA Lycans. Ryan apparently is on the road right now, kind of busy, too busy to talk to your boy. That's okay, I'm not mad. I'll catch up with you, Ryan. I'll catch up. But who do we have here? We have Tom Ramen, co-owner, right? Or majority, like how do you want to be referred as? King Ramen?
Co-owner's fine. We're all co-owners.
Okay. Co-owner Tom Ramen. We have co-owner Sully Richardson. You know, Sully, so it loosens up so you know that you're Sully and not Rachelle. And then we're closed out with other co-owner. See, that's what I was saying. Let me clear. We're other co-owner Rachelle Colton. Rachelle, hi.
Hi.
Very good. So now, when you get 3 co-owners, it's still co, because co denotes 2. How does that work when you have 3 or more?
How does that work?
Yeah, it's not really co. That's not really the proper term, because co denotes 2, right? Or am I wrong? Is my mathematics wrong?
I think co is 2 or more.
Okay,
but
so cook to more.
I mean, the way we approach everything is kind of like a quorum. You know, we all come in together and talk about our decisions. Like when we were voting for expansion teams, we all put together our top 10 in order.
Yeah.
And then I just kind of weighted each one, and we made a list and agreed on the list, and that's what we submitted. So some of us are majority owners, some are minority owners, but I see everybody as equal. My bird just bit me.
Okay, understood. So having said that, we're going to start with this. Now, Tom, seeing that you've been in the league, you know what I'm saying, a little longer than your other co-owners, let's go into this. Like, what made you want to jump in? Yes, so what game were you watching, or how'd you come across the league? I mean, do you think maybe I want to get involved in this craziness here?
Well, as you know, the SFL used to be it used to be on the front page of Twitch every other week or so. I think Cam or somebody had a person on the inside that would put those games up on the front page, and I was just kind of watching some streams, and I saw the SFL, and it was the season 10. It was I think it was one of the playoff games. It was before the championship, and I just started watching. I was like, oh, you know, it's amazing. You know, people are participating in chat that have players in the game, and it was just something that I kind of fell right into, and you know, jumped in immediately and got on Discord and started chatting with everybody.
That's what's up. That's what's up. And I know you liked it so much, you like invited the rest of the family. Hey, come on in. Come on. Y'all want to play for me and with me and against me and all that? Come on down. So we got the whole Ramen clan.
Well, my son wasn't much of a sports fanatic at all. You know, he didn't understand games, so it wasn't something that he was interested in.
Yeah.
And SFL actually made him into a football fan, and it you know, gave us something that we both enjoyed, and now we're both Steelers fans, and
nice.
We watch games together. So
that's what's up. That's what's up.
Yeah.
That's what's up. Mr. Richardson,
Yes.
What piqued your interest? What grabbed your attention to make you want to be part of the simulation football league? What was
it? Well, and I was at work one night, and I was I don't know what happened. I was just looking for something different. I was looking for different like games or whatnot. So at first, which like I found, because I think that the RFL and the SFL are like the top. I think the godfathers of simulation sports.
Okay.
And so I found out the RFL first, but then I found the SFL. And when I heard like the commentary and everything, like I thought it was I knew it was an actual football game, but I thought that it, like the commentary came with the football game.
Okay.
So I was like, I forgot what game it was. At the time, I think it was the Spitfire.
Okay.
And
that's
they were playing
that
against
season
somebody
11.
else.
That's season
Yeah.
11. That's season
Yeah.
11.
So I was like, I was like, man, the commentary is fire, and how can I get this football game? And so it was me and Cheeseburger.
Yeah.
Like at the time, like we both joined the RFL,
Mhm.
and I was like, okay, if you like, we'll do some investigating, and like if you decide to go, I'll go too.
Okay.
But then this Buster, I found out this Buster, he went ahead and joined before I did. So I was like, man, what are you doing? So that's when I joined, like right after I found out that he joined, and I've been hooked ever since, man. Like I love the SFL.
Now that's back when he was a cheeseburger and he wasn't a villain, right?
Yeah, exactly. He wasn't a villain. Now he's a villain. So
he made the full heel turn right now. He's a heel now.
He made the full heel turn now. But yeah.
That's cool. That's cool, man. Rachelle, baby, what caught your attention? What were you watching? How did you catch abreast of what the league was doing, and what made you want to jump in?
Well, I'm a huge college football fan. I mean, I have season tickets for LSU, blah blah blah. But my friend TD Drew, which is my husband's friend, said, "You gotta join this football league." I'm like, okay. So I just got in Discord, started talking. Then I watched the game. I'm like, okay, this is fun. Then they tell me you gotta get your chat rating really high, so somebody will take you on their team.
Oh,
like,
I remember
what?
those days. Yep.
I was like, what? So I just kept chatting in Discord, and then they had openings all of a sudden. I was supposed to go to Charleston because that's why they had me join. They couldn't join Charleston.
Yeah.
Well, then position didn't come available. I was stuck with no team. And that's when Carolina started talking to me and about 5 other teams. I'm like, okay, what do I do? So I didn't know anybody in the league. So I asked Tom Ramen. I said, who do I join? He says, oh, go with Carolina. So that's how I ended up playing on Carolina.
Well, your options were the Sharkas or Carolina.
Oh,
yes.
Yeah, you made a good decision.
You made the right decision.
You made the right decision.
I actually wanted to be a wide receiver, and that's why my player's last name is Colton, because my favorite player on the Saints was Marcus Colton.
Gotcha,
right.
Gotcha.
So it's like, okay, we have a safety position. I'm like, okay, I'll take it. And that's that's how I ended up in the SFL.
All right, so that's cool. So what made y'all decide to combine like Voltron and say, you know what, we need a team out in LA. Do you and you want to join me and do this together, right? What made y'all want to like kind of collaborate forces and pick that specific location and logo to put a team together? Whomever wants to go first, it's all right.
So I guess I'll go. I had been in communication with Rachelle, and I don't remember what started the conversation, but I had thought about putting in for ownership, but I didn't want to do it by myself. You know, I wanted a partner. I wanted somebody that was going to be in the league for a while, enjoyed the league, and kind of knew the ins and outs of it. And Ray and I started talking. I remember I suggested it, and I think at first she was kind of like, mm-hmm. Sure. But expansion came and went the prior season, and then I think we really just said like next go round we'll have that conversation, and we just went all in on it.
That's what's up. Now I don't fully remember that. Was Sully part of that group as well? Or Sully came in like, hey, don't forget me, and I just jumped on the train.
I'll say it because I like the misconception is that Ray had recruited me, and that wasn't the fact. It was I think season 15 like it's commonplace now. I had some personal things that were happening in my life at the time.
Mhm.
And you know, plus we know like I love doing defense, and at the time, I don't think that my voice was being heard in Carolina at the time.
Gotcha.
So Ray said, well, me and Tom were thinking about, you know, going to expansion. And I was like, okay, I'll go. And then she was like, huh?
Okay.
And I said, yeah, I'll go. I'm ready. So then she was like, well, no, I don't want any problems. I don't want people to think I recruited you. I was like, man, if anybody think that, you know, nah, like I'll tell them straight up, no, like this was my decision.
Yeah.
So like, because me and Ray, nobody, a lot of people don't know this, but I, you know, before even seeing the picture of Ray, I used to call her Rihanna.
Okay.
So like, so it was like a running joke that we always post Rihanna memes and gifs or whatever. That's my homegirl. So when she talked about that, I was like, cool, like a change of scenery will be good. Like I said, me and Ray always loved Carolina.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like they taught us a lot. But I just felt like it was a good thing. Like it was gonna be a good thing to go to LA and build something there.
Okay. I'm with you. No, I'm with you. Like, cause you eventually need a place where you can spread your wings and prove that, you know what I'm saying? I could do this, right?
Yeah,
So
exactly.
I fully understand you kind of hitching yourself. Oh, y'all leaving? I'm coming too. Like, hold up, this was an invitation. We're just letting you know what's going on. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, that's dope. Now, LA has been very competitive. You know what I'm saying? Y'all first two seasons, I believe y'all made the playoffs. Last season, y'all kind of took a setback and kind of barely missed it. So, touching on that, Tom and I was talking prior to beginning this thing, how your vision for what you want to see on the field, at least build wise, is complete.
Mhm.
How do you think? How can I put this? Do you think now that you have the tools necessary, be it experience and also players, to now make your vision, at least your on-field vision, appear, right? Or come to fruition?
So when we first took the team, obviously it was an expansion, right? We bought an existing team.
Yeah.
And we had been approached by the locker room of most of the Chicago players expressing an interest in staying together, which made things easy for us because, you know, we were basically handed 3/4 of a team ish, you know, plus what we brought, which was great. But there were a few ideas we had early on that we couldn't fulfill with that group of people.
Yeah.
One of my most early things that I was saying was, I want a finesse running back. And, you know, Robert Johnson was on the team. He's a great player. His player's great. He's a great guy. But I think there was just some things that we couldn't deliver because, you know, the game plan needs to be a little bit different. And we weren't at any time looking to get rid of him. And I'm sure if he hadn't left, he'd still be on the team. And we'd be making that work. But, you know, he was ready to move on and look at something different. And we were presented with the option of bringing somebody on that filled the gap and also gave us what we wanted originally over there.
Gotcha.
And a lot of the rest of our offense return, we have wide receivers that we've had for seasons now, and quarterback that ain't going nowhere, and a tight end that's married to an owner. So, you know, on that side of the ball, I think it's pretty much what we wanted. Now I'll let Sully speak about defense.
Okay.
As far as the defense, we were kind of shocked because our plan in last season, like we drafted the first round we drafted Terrence Weary at wide receiver. Then the second round we drafted Tazzy Blackwell because we had a feeling that one of the wide receivers was going to leave.
Okay. And
one of the linebackers was going to leave. So we didn't know that both Davius Reed and Terrence Weary was going to leave, the wide receivers.
Ooh.
And we it was surprised because we took every at the end of the season we do like an end of the season survey.
Gotcha.
And Danny Stinson said he was going to stay, but then he left.
Everybody said they were going to stay.
Yeah, exactly. Everybody said they were going to stay, and then they left. I kind of feel like if it wasn't for expansion, it probably like most of those people would have stayed. But as far as defense, like that's why we drafted Tazzy Blackwell, so she could step into the linebacker position.
Yes.
Like our defensive ends, to me, Rachelle is like she's like the progression queen.
Okay.
Our defensive ends, man, they're dedicated. Ace Blackwell and Brogan Spira, like they didn't ask for like whatever. Like Ray's the type of person, if you want to talk to her about progression, she's willing to listen. They didn't ask for this, that, the other. They were just like, okay, whatever you believe in, that's how it's gonna be. And I feel like our defensive line, like with the addition of Nevels, I think our defensive line is gonna be really good. I think our linebacking core is gonna be good. Like we wanted to have a locker room of people who, just a cool locker room.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Where you can be open and honest, where you can have fun. There's no stress, whatever. So as far as like defensive wise, I kind of feel like we'll be in a better position than we were last season, because last season we were experimenting with 3-4, and I think maybe in the future it would work. But as far as right now, I think we had to hit a pivot and just go back to what we know.
Gotcha.
So I think both sides of the ball will be good.
Okay, that's what's up. Hey, I'm all for it. I'm all about making sure that teams can be as competitive as possible. It's a better viewing experience for not only us as owners and people in leadership positions, for the players as well. Nobody wants to get blown out or watch blowouts, and definitely for fans, random fans that are watching. Game is 35-7 in the fourth quarter. I'm tuning in something else. I'm gonna find something else to do because this game's pretty much decided. So you know what I'm saying. So it's good to know that
Well, the unfortunate thing is those teams that aren't competitive year in and year out, they don't draw people that want to go to them that can help improve, right? They pick up the people that are stragglers, unfortunately, and it's kind of it perpetuates itself, right?
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, got you there. Now, Rachelle, I know you love spreadsheets. I've seen you get excited at your voice, the inflection and tone of the voice when the spreadsheets appear. I can't stand them. Those things are from the devil. They could go back where they came from. They're terrible. So the fact that Sully comes and commends you for progressions, I know your love of spreadsheets is one of the reasons why your progression things on point. So I don't know where I'm going with this. I don't know. I'm just exploring your virtues as a spreadsheet connoisseur and savant. That's all I'm doing. Don't mind me. Okay, back to your expansion bid. Y'all chose LA. Why LA, and then why the Lycans? That's what I want to follow up and ask y'all before we got into your vision for the team this season. So, Rachelle, what you got?
Well, we already had a Louisiana team here. So Tom's like, well, I live in California. What about LA? I'm like, well, that sounds good. So we just went through all the logos in game. I'm like, and that was the only one I really liked was
okay.
I guess it was a werewolf in game or a wolf, but
yeah.
Didn't want to be a wolf. I said, how about we just be something different? And both of us love like sci-fi stuff, and husband's a big D&D player, so we figured something like a Lycan or was something that was kind of like D&D like. So
yeah, gotcha.
That's how we ended up with that.
I think also we saw LA as a huge market, right? If the league ever gets to the point where there's more sponsors and people that are buying in, I think we thought LA is a huge destination spot for that. You see a lot of teams that kind of have these smaller towns where you're like, I don't even know where that place is. Everybody knows where New York is and LA and, San Antonio. Those are just big towns. So, that was part of it for me.
Gotcha. So what was the idea now? This off season, y'all had a big redesign. So y'all made the Lycan meaner, more sleek, more muscular.
I've never liked our logo.
Oh, okay. Yes,
When-
ma'am.
When we were going through the design process with Matt Doyle, I don't think there was one iteration of it where we thought this isn't just something that was Googled and redrawn.
I said it looked like a cat the whole entire time.
I think one of the things that I used to laugh because it had to grow on me.
Yeah.
Like a
fungus.
Yeah, like a fungus.
Okay.
It was one of the Matt Doyle logos. It's like the I call him the suitcase Lycan or the surfboard Lycan because his arm looked like it was supposed to have a briefcase or a surfboard underneath it. And so I mean, I thought we were gonna keep the logo, but just get like a alternate logo. But Tom was he wanted to like see about a full rebrand.
Okay.
And so my whole thought process, and maybe Tom is like this too. Like I said in other podcasts, I don't think that I think that if I'm seeing like Tom's vision, if we're all, or not Tom's vision, excuse me, if I see our commissioner, his vision, like I think that he wants to take this thing to another level, maybe to the point of maybe we'll have a platform one day where we can put our logos in game.
Okay.
And have custom fields and custom stadiums and uniforms and whatnot. So my thought process was, and I think Tom's was too, why not up the ante with these logos to the point where some other teams around the league can look at it and say, well, maybe we need to do a rebrand too. And and make our logos look, up to snuff. So that was the whole ideal to me with the rebrand.
Okay. I get it. No, but I'm saying I was just, I'm saying for the people at home that didn't know that you had a rebrand, or I might have, want to know why the rebrand. So this was a great opportunity to kind of explain that process away. And like I said, I like the newer, sleeker, meaner looking Lycan. I you know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, I like y'all color combination altogether because I remember when y'all first approached me when y'all were thinking about the expansion, both Rachelle and they came at me like, bro, the one I like the most, that yellow on yellow, let's go. Like that all day, every day. But then again, you see the brightness. I like bright colors.
Yeah.
Y'all could keep all that black to yourself. No, thank you. Give me bright colors all the, they catch the eye. You know what I'm saying? Like, what's that? And then you got them hooked. That's what it is. Black. Is the TV off? Like, I don't know. I can't tell. You know what I'm saying? So keep walking. So that's just me. So we touched on that. We touched on that question. Okay. So let's say, okay, Sully, we'll start. Sully, we'll start with you. So last podcast, I asked the Fort Worth guys if they were commissioner for a day, what's the one thing they change or the one thing they implement to make the league better, at least to what you believe to be better. So Sully, I'll start with you. Pose the same question. You are the commish. It's your league now. What you doing?
Oh shoot. I want the league to be, I guess, as realistic as possible. So maybe have it to where certain players can play other positions. They can move from like other positions. Like you have some linebackers in the pros and in college that can also play linebacker, or I think it's all about your progression or whatnot, your stats. So like maybe add certain things. Like for instance, the linebackers, like not a lot of linebackers get interceptions in this league. You know what I'm saying? So like if we want to if we want to be like more realistic, like up their catch or something like that, whatever it is. Just like different positions, I think I look at, try to get some information on like compare, contrast, and try to get it as close to today's game as possible. I'm not sure if that would be possible, but that's what I try to do.
Okay, so to kind of increase players' ranges, right? Maybe you're talking about more attribute-wise, talking about position flexibility.
Probably, I say like attribute-wise. That way it'd be a little bit closer to today's game.
Okay.
So
okay.
like.
So yeah, no, I hear what you're saying. So that way, you know what I'm saying? Okay, I get it. It's it's a possibility, but again, it's one of those things that you have to test thoroughly, so that way you're not winding up, kind of breaking the game, and
Exactly.
we wind up having to fix something. You know what I'm saying? So I can see that. Rachelle, my dear, you are the commissioner. It's your league. What would you fix, or what would you change to improve?
Well, I noticed during this offseason that we had people in the SFLM draft telling teams that I won't play for you. I'm committed to another team. Well, okay. I think right now the rule is lax, where if they don't sign with you after you draft them, they lose their value and can still sign with another team. Well, to me, you don't sign where you're drafted, you don't play that season. I don't think they should be able a choice of not being able to sign.
Dictator Ray.
I mean, it's a draft. You join the draft. You don't get your way. I mean, in the NFL, you don't get your way. You're drafted, you go, or you don't play.
It's fair enough.
I mean, losing your value is not enough. Because it hurts the team that drafted you, and it hurts you because you're losing all your value. But you're still going where you want to go, which shouldn't be allowed in a draft. That's just me.
No, I get you there. We've had a couple of guys this draft told us to not select them in specific rounds and not select them at all because we have deals in place with other teams to do that. Like, okay, I guess, and because I'm not though I'm the man in charge, it's not my product anymore. Art's the head coach, and I got a whole full front office of guys. If I was just the man running the show, I'd pick them just to spite them. And
me.
It is what it is. I could make it work. Like I'll take a copper and I will make it work, right? But that's not conducive to because we want to kind of keep people around, not push them away. So, but yeah, I fully get what you're saying. There has to be something, a parameter in place, set in place to come on now. We have an opening. You have a skill set. Like we match. Don't tell me, well, no, we don't match because I got the team that says they want me to. And it's like, because my best friend works over there. How about come over here for a season? Because we only got season-long contracts. See if you like it. If you like it, stay. If you don't, go over there. It's fine. So I get both sides, but there has to be a better way to getting that result that they want and the result that the teams are happy with. So I'm
do your year where you get drafted, then you can move on.
That's to me, that's how it works, right? So 6 months, and then you could jump ship and then go to wherever you please. But
it goes by in a blink of an eye.
So Tom, since you're speaking, you're commissioner, huh? You got the power. So
when I first joined, we we'd have preseason games, right?
Yeah.
And I think the preseason games, they weren't so much for game planning, of course. It was more like, let's work out any kinks with roster files. Let's look at gear. Well, we don't really have that issue anymore because we have the portal that builds all the rosters by itself, right? So I think we should be using preseason now to test new game engines. Build a roster in Madden, build a roster in extreme football. Just see what it looks like, see how it plays. I know the league has invested a lot of money into building a portal that builds rosters for a specific game. And we have coaches and owners that know that game engine. But at some point, it's going to have to happen, right? And if we can do it in preseason, that at least gives people a look to see, well, this is what the product would look like if we use that. And to my knowledge, we haven't even had anything to where it's even, mock-up pictures of what our logos would look like in a different game. So that's what I would do. I would change it to preseason was a testing ground for what is our game? What does our league look like in different games?
Okay, I hear where you're going. To now the question the follow-up question I have for that is to what end? So that way, if it looks better elsewhere, we're jumping ship, or to just kind of show how the league, or how can I say this? How flexible, if that's the right term, the league
I
is?
would
Like,
say
so
to eventually enact or put a different game in place of APF.
Okay, I got you.
You know, if next season we try Madden 22 as the engine, because there's people that do, customization engines for all these games where you can put logos and players and everything else in. And other leagues are doing it. Other leagues are using next gen game engines to present their simulation football leagues.
Okay. Yeah, it's definitely a thought, and it's definitely different. I'll say that much. So again, we are with the ownership group of the LA Lycans. Like I said, you're like, whenever I think of the Lycans, I'm like, I think of the all yellows, and it brings a smile to my face. It just I don't know what. And so
those are my favorites too.
Yeah, like there's something about them, right? Because there's no other team in the league that has a yellow like that. Like the other teams that have yellow, but they don't have a yellow cord, you know what I'm saying, with a blue, and it just looks, to me, yeah.
It looks really good.
Top three, I'd say top three easy. Top three in the league easy. Like when that jersey's on the field. But again, that's just.
We appreciate that. Thank you, man.
No problem, brother. No problem. Now, Sully, we know that you're a social media maven. You know what I'm saying? I see the work you put in. Whether you're being serious or you're trolling, what's your mindset? You know what I'm saying? When you're putting together either posts or videos or graphics or whatnot to kind of, you know what I'm saying, put the Lycans on the map and promote Lycan stuff.
Well, when I think of Lycans, I always think of the movie Underworld, Rise of the Lycans, or even just the Underworld series. So like I try to I like to have something like it's a serious tone. It's a serious tone, but I mean, like sometimes we could be lighthearted too. So like basically I had to teach myself how to do social media, because ever since Carolina, I taught myself, it's all from my phone, my cell phone. Like I make everything on my cell phone. So like the graphics, the videos, everything off of my phone. So like it takes a little time or whatnot, but like I try to be I want us to have like a serious undertone, especially with this season with the rebrand. Like I just want something that's kind of eye-catching, something that keeps people's focus or whatnot. That's the thing. You just want to keep people's attention. Because like if you come out with like half-butt stuff, like nobody's gonna pay any attention or whatnot. So that's the thing, man. Just keeping people's attention. Like, ooh, this is interesting. Like I want to dive more into it. Hey, let me check out the website. Let me check out the YouTube page. Anything that I can do to promote the league and promote our team, that's what I'm all about.
That's what's up. Now, Rachelle, could you go through the hierarchy of the Lycans? Like we know y'all at the top, you know what I'm saying? Y'all kind of oversee and make sure things are done right. But who comes underneath, GM, director of player personnel, if you got a graphics, head coach, OC, DC, stuff like that. Like, what does the hierarchy look like in LA?
Well, I mean, our ownership group, even though Tom and I are majority owners, we kind of work as one. We don't think Ryan and Sully are inferior. We just kind of like all vote together. And for the first time ever, I do have a GM this season, which I am thrilled about. I've been the GM for the last 3 seasons. So we brought on Logan, and I was so happy to have him. We also brought Chad Stinson as an AGM. So we're filling our front office pretty well now. And we have Chad, who also does scouting for us. So
cool. Double dipping.
And as far as DOC goes, I am so thankful to have Sully, because Tom and I tried doing social media before Sully came on. It was like, oh my God, we hate this.
I looked at the social media. I couldn't wait to get my hand on the Twitter page.
I couldn't
Then I
even
looked at
tweet.
it,
I'm like, really?
so
What
I
happened
was
to
like,
Tom? He dropped off.
He's back.
There he is.
He's back. He froze for a second, and he's back.
So yeah, me and Tom, thank God Sully's here because I couldn't see us tweeting all summer. It was horrible. I didn't even know how to tweet. Swole had to teach me how to tweet.
yeah, Swole. Yeah, man.
I'm not a social media guru, okay? Not at all.
Oh, yeah.
Gotcha. So who's the head coach?
Me
You're the head coach.
on paper.
Okay. And so are you in charge of the offense, or you got someone
Actually,
running the offense?
Tom's in charge of the offense. Sully's in charge of the defense. We all kind of sim together. We all kind of watch games in our locker room together. So we all have input into the game plan.
Okay. Now, if you don't want to share this, you don't have to share this because, but I know when I sim, like the way my week scheduled is Sundays is the day where I watch as many games as the opponent as possible. And also their most current game that week. So if it's fall Saturday, Sunday, or Monday, if it falls on a Monday, I get all the info I can and start working, and then on Monday I'll add in the stuff that from the game that they played, and then so I'll use Tuesday, Wednesday, like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. My playbook will blow, like my offensive playbook will blow to 300. Defensively, it's whatever necessary to stop what I believe is either their most explosive plays or the plays that they lean on the most. And then Thursday, Friday are used to fine tune. So I'm saying I finally get underneath 100 on offense and kind of kick stuff to the curb as I see that it runs into issues. One of those, there's a saying that goes, when someone shows you who they are, believe them. Same thing with plays. If a play shows you that it doesn't work, stop trying to make it work. It don't work. So we kick it to the curb. So, and then that's my week. So my Saturday is my rest day. I tell all my coaches that all the time. Use Saturday as your day to recover, to hang out with your family or whatnot, to watch your game. We'll get back to work Sunday. So Sunday evening is when I start getting back into it. But yeah, on the weekends, we don't work hard, right? We don't work. Saturday, Sunday, we chill, enjoy the game, enjoy the family. Monday through Friday is when we put all the work. So what does that look like for y'all? Because I've heard some teams that don't bother watching opponents. I don't know how they manage this, but they don't. They just know what they're trying to do, and they just, I don't know what they sim against, but they just sim, and come game time, it is what it is. So what is y'all processes during your week of prep?
So I'd say last season we kind of experimented with what you were talking about at the end there, where we don't spend as much time focusing on the opponent's game plan and just focus on putting something together. And you saw how it turned out for us. We ended up 3-9 or whatever it was. But our first couple of seasons, we spent time scouting. We scouted 2 or 3 games of each opponent we'd have. The most recent, we'd throw that into a playbook immediately after our game, or maybe even before. And then the way I do it is I look at the plays that aren't working out well. We run, a half a dozen sims, and we say, this ISO or stretch play just isn't doing it. We're losing yards on every single one. So we start taking stuff out, and then we look at how many run plays and how many pass plays we've taken out, and then we start adding back in and testing out. So that's what I normally do on offense, and I'll let Sully speak about defense.
On defense, we said of course we scout the offense. I don't know what other teams do, but we usually scout up into halftime. We scouted into halftime, and we'll do a few games and then put that information in. And then defensive wise, it's my thing is I don't I use the term, I don't want to be caught with my pants around my ankles. So I like to put in plays, even though I think Madden used to have situational play calling.
Yeah.
I believe that this game with its AI, if you work it right, you can have situational play callings as well. Depends on what plays you put in your playbook.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I try to do. Okay, just in case this happens, let me put this play in here, and so on and so forth. until I feel like the Sims are looking, right. So that's how we do it on the defensive side.
Yeah, and that, like Sully was saying, I think that's something that can happen pretty easily when you're trying to strip plays that don't look good. Is you can leave yourself in a position where the game doesn't have a play that it wants to put in there, so it ends up putting something that you'd never put in, and that could be, you need 2 points to win. You're on the 12 and you're throwing the ball.
Yep.
Right, because you don't have the right run plays in the playbook available. So that's one of the things that we really focus on.
Okay, I've definitely ran into that issue before, and that's kind of what led precipitated us to kind of like chuck our season 9 playbook, because when we went to season 10, 11, 12, it's crazy because I was telling bro, we're going on our 12th season. I'm still learning. That's madness. Talk to T-Pat. Talk to T-Pat. T-Pat's still learning, right? T-Pat been at this since day one almost, and so it's just making sure that your playbook is balanced, like at least offensively, right? To make sure that you in all formations you have options for your team to go to depending on the situation, and understanding that there are certain spots that are less. There's never a place where something will not be called, but there's a situation that come up where it's least likely to be called, so you should be okay kind of rolling the dice, right? The same way how like my defensive philosophy when I used to coach was, I don't believe teams could string together 20 play drives consistently ever. Right. And so conversely, I coach like, okay, you want 5 yards? You're going to have to take that 5 yards to 12, 14, 16 times to be able to score on us. And most times teams couldn't, right? So if I take away your big run play and I take away your big pass play, can you execute play in and play out to beat us? And they couldn't, because teams always got greedy. Quarterbacks get greedy in this league like nobody's business. Always. Second and short, you run in the 50 ZD post. The post has got 5 guys, the cheerleader, the head coach, and the fan that's getting hot dogs from the stands, and he gonna throw that post anyways. And it's like, see, told y'all, like, but now, but we're to a point now that most teams, I won't say their philosophies are similar than that, but their offensive playbooks are more diverse and not as risk averse. So they're happy with that. Okay, I'll take what the defense gave. I take what the defense gave. And their plays, maybe 90 slants, 50 HF outs, shorter plays that just take advantage of rack yardage. So it's now a good cat and mouse, and I like that, because that's where you in my wheelhouse. I love the chess match. Now, okay, now let's see if I throw a little cover too hard, you can throw that little flat out, that flat route anymore. Where are you going, right? And it's just, anyways, that's just me. That's just me.
Like 50 HF outs is not allowed in our playbook ever again.
I understand why it's not. You got PTSD from it. I understand. So I would say don't burn it. I have a saying as well. Whenever I'm watching the game and a quarterback does oh my gosh, like season 8, we're in the playoffs. We're down 3. We're down 3 with a minute and change left at Dallas with a chance to go to the championship game. And our quarterback throws to the only guy that had 3 people on him. Everyone else is open. It's one of those burn that play moments. That's my saying. That's what originated. Burn that play. Don't let that play come back. Okay, 50 HF outs, Rachelle. I understand. You got PTSD when you hear it. You got the shivers right there. It's okay. It's a good play, darling. It has its time and place. That's all I'm saying. Not
in every play in every formation.
No,
you're gonna run the whole entire game.
Definitely not that.
and I don't know if Ray knows this, but the sim file that we've been using actually has it in a formation. It just hasn't run yet in any one of the sims.
If I see it, I'm just gonna cry.
I was waiting for it to come up and you say something.
And Gun Straight as well. Gun Straight was our Achilles heel.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. That's the one thing the one thing that did frustrate me watching y'all is y'all have a nice drive going. Rojo is doing his thug dizzle. Sully spreading the ball around short. And all of a sudden, y'all come out in 5 wide. I'm like, why? Why now? And so,
I love when we're on the 2 yard line, 2 yard line and gun straight. I'm like, oh, here we go. Here's an interception in the end zone.
I'm glad to see that I'm not the only one that thought that when the empty backfield appeared out of nowhere for no reason. So good. I'm glad we're here. So
Yeah,
Well-
everybody in the locker room is like, "Oh my God, what's happening?"
Now, in all fairness, Tom did take some time off, and we had a new OC running things by himself for a while who just needed a little bit of help, and Tom wasn't really available to help him.
yeah,
Due
no,
to some personal stuff, and
Yeah, definitely. I will definitely say this. It's a lot easier to fix defense mid-season than it is the offense. Because
Oh, yeah.
offense, because of how heavy the offense is, and a lot of times you have to, especially with the quarterback, you have to know what makes your quarterback tick. And in season is kind of tough to have the time to figure out, hey, my quarterback, he can't throw 50x speed over. He can't read it. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's tough to
Right.
figure that out. And by the time you do, it's week 10 and the season's pretty much wrapped up. So
Yeah,
I
most
get that.
definitely.
I get that. So we have reached the time in the show where we turn the tables. Y'all get to ask me any questions y'all want. Nothing's off the table. I wear boxer briefs, by the way, not just boxes or briefs. Okay, I answered that. Let's go to the next one.
oh, were you afraid we were going to ask you that question? We're not Tristan Hatley.
Obviously, somebody's asked it. I just don't want to know who.
There you go. That question has been asked, so I figure I'll answer it now. So, what other questions might you have that you want to ask from me?
So I got a question. What would it take to make you coach again?
Art, at this point, Art leaving me.
Oh, okay.
And I've learned, this is funny, right? I've learned from James Richards twice because he was my OC twice, and the first time he left to go to become owner of a team. The second time he left because we had a difference of opinion about how offense should look, right?
We had that too.
So I kind of drove him out the door because I won't say I'm not okay. If you put in the work and you show me it works, like whatever. And if it doesn't work after the game, we'll have a conversation, right? I've heard of some ownership groups where the OC and the DC will put in a week's worth of time, and at the 11th hour, they just changed the playbook. And it's like, why would you? I won't do that. But yeah, there were times where I've maybe looking in retrospect, maybe not undermine, but more like second guess. And that's where there was a little pushback. Now, mind you, James and I have a very good relationship now, but at the time, that's what kind of pushed him out from Florida. So having learned from that, I don't meddle in Art's affairs unless he tells me, Mighty, jump in there because I need another pair of eyes to see if what I'm seeing is correct. But also, unless Art leaves, I'm not coaching again.
So let me tell you this. This is where things went bad for us with Richards. From my point of view, we spent months. We talked to James, and everything sounded like it was going to work out. Everything we thought, okay, this guy knows what he's talking about. We're going to do testing. We had spreadsheets. We tested plays, and we said these are the plays that in practice look the best. And we had a list of like 50 to 70 plays that we had thought these are going to be excellent to put into a playbook.
Okay.
And he comes out week 1, and the only pass is HF outs, and probably 2 different run plays in every formation. And we're like, why did we spend hours and days of our time testing all these plays out for him to turn around and hand in this playbook that looks like somebody
I could have done it.
They just copied and pasted every formation, the same 3 plays. And we're like, what, and like you said, there's people that can negotiate and say like, okay, I get it. I'm going to put some other plays in that you like. We're going to do this, but some people are very steadfast in their beliefs and what they think is going to work. And that just, I guess, didn't work for us.
Yeah, no, I get that very much. Biggest saying when it comes to coaching with me is put it on the field. I don't care about theory. You know what I'm saying? I don't care about hypotheses. Put it on the field. What does it look like against varying defenses? It works, great. It doesn't work, burn the play. You know what I'm saying? And it doesn't take an hour to figure out if play works or not. Run it 2-3 times, right then and there, you can tell. Okay, there's hope. You know, he's going through progression.
Oh my God, we ran every play 20. Me and Yos have spent like weeks and months. We ran every play 20 times.
You're there.
And
You
put
don't
the
even.
results.
Yeah. You don't need to run and play that many times. Like I'll tell you that right now.
And then he asked for certain personnel that
Go ahead.
I got for him, right?
Okay.
And then he's like, "Well, you asked for this personnel, but you're not using the personnel that you asked for." So that kind of annoyed me too, because I'm a person where if I have a player on my team, I want them on the field.
Yeah.
He said he only needed one wide receiver, and then he ran 4 or 5 wide.
I was like, you made me move my wide receiver to tight end that you're not using.
So I'm big, Rachelle. I'm big on that too. Like especially if I have a play on the team, I want to make sure that every player has the opportunity to be on the field and contribute in some way, shape, form. Again, put on the field to make sure that you're not putting yourself in a detrimental position. But for the most part, we did not. So you know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, we got paying customers. Like
exactly,
they're not paying to watch their guy just run around on special teams. You know what I'm saying? So they'd like to hear their name called on offense.
And I'm thankful that I have players that didn't quit over this. I'm very thankful. And I moved my receiver to tight end. He may have gotten 2 touches the whole season. He's still with us, thank goodness. He's been rewarded for that. Moved back to wide receiver. So you ask for personnel. I go out of my way to get you this personnel, and then you don't even use them. Like you were told we're gonna run this defense all season. Game 1, that defense didn't work. Let's do something else. I'm like, really? So I was a little upset.
Yeah.
I was working for Pepsi. I was working for Pepsi at the time. So I didn't know what was going on. I didn't know what was going on, and then I think after he resigned, and Joseph, minutes later put the playbook in. Like after that game, I was kind of at a party and I was drunk, so it was a lot of profane stuff said in that chat. But but you know,
we got it all out.
Yeah, we got it all out.
It was 1 a.m. at the convention in Houston, and me and Tom on the phone with Sully and Ryan.
In the room with Cam and Harish.
Yeah, in the room with Cam and Harish.
But this is what I'm saying about you know, at the beginning when it said like y'all been competitive because that season y'all still turned it around and made the playoffs.
Yeah.
Right.
Exactly.
So it was not a wasted or lost season by any way, shape, or form. So it's one of those you live and learn and hopefully, you know, grow from that, you know, from that there. So, but do you, having said that, do y'all have any questions for me?
I don't have a question. I have to give you thanks because like I put just like I tell Eddie that I feel like, you know, he's the one of the best defensive minds in the league. One thing I learned from you in talking to you in the past was like, don't be afraid to try new things. And like that helped me, like with watching Eddie and then you telling me that, and like, you know, like some people, they're like afraid, and not speaking down to them, but they're afraid to you know, they want to stick to the norm. It's like sometimes I feel like you have to try new things in order to not it's like I said on my podcast one time, like last season or whatever, like when I used to play high school football, people used to call out our offensive plays, our crosstown rivalry.
No.
And that was because our offense was so easy to figure out. You know what I'm saying? So that's why, like, after talking to you, like I put that in my whole game planning philosophy. Is like, don't be afraid to try new things. Because like, you know what I'm saying? Because I love catching people off guard.
That's it.
You know?
That's it.
So I appreciate you giving me that information.
Yeah, but the biggest thing now, especially now, because back when we spoke was that maybe 3 seasons ago, right? Since then, you know, rosters have expanded. Like the amount of talent that each team has, right? To be able to deploy, like let's say you come out in Jacks one formation, the next formation you're out in Kings, and you got stars everywhere. So there shouldn't be a reason for you to have any kind of recoil, unless you didn't test what you're about to try out in Kings, right? But if you tested and it worked, then there's no reason for you not to be able to be diverse offensively or even defensively. Like last season was not a good season by no way, shakes at all for y'all, right? But y'all tried that 3-4. You can't tell me you didn't learn something.
Oh yeah, not to do that again.
No, Rachelle, that's not where you learned. Sully will tell you there are certain concepts that now he knows. Okay, this could work if we run into this kind of offensive attack this season. This could work. We could shut that down because though it was a failing season, the entire thing, there were moments where I was able to grow, to glean, because I stretched myself differently, right? There were many times, not just in all pro, in life, right? You don't know you can till you try. Exactly. And then you'll amaze yourself like, wow, I didn't know I had that in me, right? So there you go. So that's why my mindset came from, Sully, from that, to just always push, always change, always switch, to always try to learn new things, to put yourself in a situation you're uncomfortable with, to see how you'd get out of it. So that way, if you're put in that position against your will, you can find your way out of it.
Yep.
That's the mindset. So I appreciate the kudos though, very much so. It's matter of fact, funny you bring up Eddie. Eddie this week texted me, man, you won't believe this. I'm like, what? There's someone hollered at me this week because they needed help with their defense. It's like, how good it made me feel. I'm like, oh, Eddie, you finally there. Okay, I'm glad you feel that way, brother. I'm glad you feel that way. So yes, I appreciate you giving my flowers, brother, because I'm big on giving the people that have earned flowers now and not when they go on and they can't enjoy them. So appreciate that very much.
I have a question for you.
What you got, Rachelle?
Say when you're recruiting a player, are you more recruiting the player or the player's attributes? What's more important to you?
I recruit the player always.
Okay.
Always. Attributes we can fix. The same way how this offseason was crazy with how many teams signed base coppers. I've never seen this many base coppers signed ever. Right? Yeah. I'll take a base copper right now if I know he's going to be with the Storm for a while. He can help us on the field, or he can help us off the field, or maybe he can help the website out, or maybe he can help us design fly gear, or you know what I'm saying? Like, I will gladly take the player over. I will gladly take the person over the player. The player we can fix. Long as you have the right measurables, right? You're not a 5'2" DB, right? So long as your measurables make sense, we can work with everything else. We could we
were lucky to get like Ace Blackwell, who was basically a base copper when we got him. Same thing with Brogan. And they love us and we love them, and hopefully they never go anywhere.
Yeah, that's what
them for 3 seasons.
We look at height, weight, the things that don't change, and then we also look at the person.
Yeah, I don't even look at weight, Thomas, because we can fix weight.
Yeah.
The only thing I look at is height. You know what I'm saying? Please don't be 5'2". You know what I'm saying?
5'11" wide receiver.
You're laughing at 5'11". Robert Merrill, who's in our who's one of our legendary players, 5'11", and Robert won us championships. Robert was selfless. I love Robert Merrill. He was selfless. Robert, we need a back. You feel like playing running back? Let's go, coach. Like, whatever it took, Robert made happen. So don't laugh at the 5'11" receivers. It's all about coaching. There's a place for them. There's a place for them. So 5'11", no, we could work with that. 5'9" and under, we got kickers. We got kicker spot available. You know what I'm saying? Something like that. but definitely that. Yeah, always people above the player. Always.
Yeah, we have players that will play anywhere on the field. We move this poor one guy all over the field every season. Poor thing. He's like, okay.
The running.
Hacksaw. Yeah, poor Hacksaw plays almost every position on defense.
The running joke with Big Sex is that by the time his career is done, I want to have him play safety. I'm just gonna gradually moving off the D line and moving backwards and having to play safety.
And dropping weight every season.
That's it, you know. Well, yeah, definitely. Oh yeah, people over the player always, because at the end of the day, the people is who you have to deal with, right? If the person,
Right.
you know, say cancerous and toxic to your locker room and your way, the way you run things, like I don't care if their player is like maxed out platinum, he's no good to you because he got to go. You can't run a team every time you come to the locker room. It's a cesspool. I can't have that. I'm sorry. I like. Though this is a quote unquote job and a pastime, I like to come here to have fun and relax. If I gotta extinguish fires here, the same way I gotta extinguish fires at work, at the real job, and at home, I'm good. I don't need this like that.
I agree.
So that's I hope I answered your question.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how do you think you did the draft this season?
Oh, we did great. I was telling Thomas we did awesome. The two guys we wanted, we got. You know what I'm saying? So we are loving life. We got an all-world tight end. Can't wait to put him on the field and let him do his stuff. Dizzle. I didn't know he was as good as he was because again, I got the front office. Like I love my front office. They're the best. Alessandro Tomaello, Ryan Davidson, J.W. Doyle, those guys put in
I
work.
love Ryan.
Oh, I love Doyle. I said it on tape. I love Doyle. Doyle's the best. Like between those three, I sleep easy. Like you know what I'm saying? They did all the legwork. Ryan,
Doyle's a hot mess.
and I love him for it. He's great. He keeps our locker room so alive. Him and Bullet. Oh man. So, but yes, they put in all the legwork. You know, talking to all the rookies. Usually, I'm the one that talks to the rookies. I remember was it last season? Last season, I had 180 DMs open. Oh, I don't miss that one bit.
Me either. I had Logan. It was great. I said, Logan,
you
got this. Just run with it. Whoever you want, that's who we're taking.
So the guy, go ahead, Sully. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
It's funny though, because you know I'll post something in player openings and I'll say, please notify Rachelle, Joseph, whatever, and then everybody hit me up.
Yeah, that's right.
And I'm like, I didn't put my name on it.
Yes, you did. When you posted it, your name says Sully right there. So just add him.
Yeah.
So but definitely the guys. Ryan went out and interviewed all the rookies, and he already knew the parameters because he's been doing it so long and been hearing me say what we're looking for so long that off rip he already knew. So when him and Alessandro put that board together, it was like, yep, that's exactly how we put our board together. And our first pick wound up exactly being our first pick. And then our second pick, we knew we had a very good feeling that he was gonna fall because of, again, his player is not the best, but his person is a great fit in our locker room. So we're loving it. So can't wait to put them boys on the field. Got a couple of preseason games with these Spanish teams coming up this week. Got a coach versus coach tonight, me versus Art, for the team to kind of watch and stream and kind of get excited about the season coming up. So, man, we're in great shape. We're loving life, and I can't wait to see what Art got for us this season. Got Louisiana week 1. It's gonna be interesting. So we'll see. But yeah, these boys.
We get to play Carolina.
Week 1. Talk about a setup. Cap set y'all up. Hey, like, Logan, you thought you could run away? No, sir. You gotta come see them week 1.
He's not running away. He's running through.
No, you need him to run away to score. Tom, what are you doing?
He's running through.
We knew. I talked to Harish and I was like, I said, how much you want to bet we're gonna play week 1? I said, I bet you a fat man on the pogo stick we gonna play. And sure enough, it came out. I was like, God, here we go.
What is that?
I'm just happy we're playing where Pseudo Nakai hasn't progressed yet. We're just lucky we're playing week 1.
What's that saying, Sully? You're betting a fat man on a pogo stick? What does that mean?
That's that Mighty, that's that Central Florida. Even though I live in Georgia, that's that Central Florida saying, man. That's what Pops used to say, a fat man on a pogo stick.
All right.
I had never heard that before.
I'm trying to understand the correlation. That's all. You know, the euphemism there. I'm trying to understand what it means. All good. No worries there. Lady and gentlemen, y'all got any more questions?
I got one more.
What you got?
With Motor City fielding a Copper quarterback, how do you think they end up?
I don't know.
record-wise?
I don't know because Drew Reilly, their head coach and minority owner, and I have been having discussions since before last season ended about the strategy he wanted to utilize, and I told him it's an interesting one. Definitely make sure you put it on the field and test all your theories out, because the last thing you want to do is set yourself up to and have a a season where you're struggling, where your locker room's not happy because you're struggling, and what I'm saying, everybody wants to jump ship at the end. So I have no idea.
You think for them it's going to be feast or famine? It's all or nothing?
No. The concept makes sense in theory. I've never tried it because I've always liked being multiple, both offensively, defensively. They're very much not multiple, but that doesn't mean that it won't work.
Yeah.
It's just I'm like I told him during because I had him on the podcast about 3 weeks ago. I'll be keeping an eye on him to see if that strategy works out. Because if it does, it's great because it opens up an area where other teams can emulate and replicate, and it opens up also the type of quarterbacks the league that could be successful in the league as well. So I don't know because I've never tried it, so I'm not gonna knock it, and I'm definitely gonna keep an eye on it to monitor its success.
That third tight end signing yesterday kind of threw me. I'm like, we had trouble using 2 tight ends. I can't imagine trying to use 3.
Again, I don't want to put divulge too much of what I'm saying he wants to put together, but it's just it's been well vetted, and like I said, I can't wait to see what it looks like. So it's gonna be very interesting. It's gonna be very interesting. Anything else, lady and gents?
You gonna be at the convention?
No, sir. I'll be moving my young lady into UCF because she'll be starting. She's gonna be a freshman this season, so we gotta move her up there about the same weekend that y'all gonna be in Vegas. So I won't be there this time to hang out. But I'll be. I was hoping the convention, because remember it came down to either Vegas and Orlando. If it wasn't Orlando, I'd have been there. Like I would have dragged the whole family there, right? But because it's on the left coast, I can't make that trip. My pocket's already a little dry because I gotta foot the young lady's rent.
College is expensive.
No, college is covered because that lady there put in work. She got scholarship on scholarship on scholarship, books, tuition paid, lodging.
Wow, congratulations.
Mom and dad got lodging. I think. Y'all know anybody that's higher? But no. Very proud of that young lady. Very, very proud. She put in mad work, and I know she's gonna do.
Congratulations, man. That's
yeah,
a big
congratulations,
man, for real.
So I know she's gonna do her thug dizzle and UCF and take full advantage of whatever they have there, and I know she's gonna do their thing. But yes, I'm gonna miss out on this convention, Tom. I missed out on the last 3, even the one at ATL. I was hoping to drive up there, but something came up that weekend where I was going to drag out. This is what I was going to do, right? I was going to just get the big expedition and just make my way up the East Coast, right? And just snatch everybody along. It would have been me, Ron. At the time, I think Joshua, Levant was still in date. I would snatch Levant up. Let's go. I would have snatched up Dwayne on the way there because Dwayne's just north of me. Ryan Davidson lives in like 20 minutes north of me. Made my way to Orlando, snatched up Eric, let's go. Snatched up Frank, come on, let's go. Because they're all up on the same.
You need to get a bus, not a van.
No, I said expedition? Excursion, yes. My bad. Excursion. I was snatched up the excursion to hit that up, but something came up that weekend and I couldn't make it. So I missed out on that. I would have loved to meet Bentley and Rastelli. Because I believe you me, I keep up Rastelli. I text Rastelli any time of day, 11:30 p.m., a.m., 3:30 a.m., p.m., and he always answers. God bless that man. God bless that. Like, he is the best. So, Rastelli, if you catch this on the Rewire late, I hope you had a very nice vacay. You deserve it, brother. I know you put in mad work. I know you put in mad work. So,
he's been answering questions while he's been gone, too, I think, right, Tom?
Yeah.
No, he said he's going to turn it off. We thought he was going to delete Discord, and he didn't. And that's because he's a sucker for punishment. Love you,
Sounds like me on vacation answering my work email.
Yeah. I tried that once, do that, and the wife looked at me sideways, almost snatched her phone and chucked it. Like, hey, lady, this This costs money. I can't throw that away. What are you doing? I'll stop.
My husband threatened to break my laptop last time we went on vacation.
So yes, I understand that sentiment completely. Completely. So anything else?
That's all I got.
Me too.
So, Sully, we good?
Yes, sir. We good.
Awesome. So we don't put a bow. We put a bow on this thing. And I want to thank the leadership of the LA Lycans for joining me in my tomfoolery. Co-owner Rachelle Colton, co-owner Tom Ramen, co-owner Sully Sullivan, euphemist the third Richardson. Again, I can't wait to see what y'all look like on the field this season. I know y'all put in the work. That I do not doubt. Last year, I would truly believe last season was just a blip on the radar because y'all were trying new things that didn't work out. I know y'all gonna put up a competitive product. I can't wait to see what it looks like. So,
Still.
good luck to y'all. And
You too.
And on that,
Do we play Florida this season? No. Huh?
no, we don't.
So good. Best of luck to you every week.
Yes.
So is what I'm hearing. Are y'all saying see y'all in the playoffs?
Sure.
That's
yes,
the plan.
definitely.
Sounds like a plan. On that note,